Hey, Crossroads Church, we open this Sunday, May 31st. We're super excited about it. There's a lot of information that we need to know in order for us to open correctly. So I've got quite a bit of stuff written down. I'm just going to work my way through it so that we're real accurate and everybody who's coming will know exactly what is going on here before they even show up. We are going to have the services at 9 o'clock and 10:30. So it's our same service times. I'll talk to you about what the service looks like in just a minute. And Kid City has been moved to Wednesday night. The first one will be June 3rd. It will be at 7 o'clock. So take note of that, parents. Move to Wednesday. Starts this coming Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Get on a little bit early. Enjoy that. Remember, we're just going to take baby steps with this. There's no playbook, but there are certain things like common sense. We just have to pay attention to that, to safety. We don't know how fast the Kid City will be brought back. Cafe will be brought back. The social distancing is a real big part of this. So we don't know how fast, we don't know how slow. So we just have to take it one Sunday to the next Sunday to the next Sunday. But we will communicate with you and we'll keep you up to date on everything that we have going on. So let me talk to you about this. This is important that if you're sick, stay home. I mean, you've been hearing that for several months now. But if you're sick, just stay home. If you're uncomfortable being around groups of people, please stay home. We don't want you to come here if you feel uncomfortable with that, whether that's physically reasons or emotional reasons. If you just please stay home. And again, we're going to support you on that decision. We are going to keep our Facebook live service going. It is being moved. Pay close attention to this. It's being moved to the 10:30 slot. It will not be at 9. It will be at 10:30. So plan on jumping on a little bit early. There's not going to be a host thing going on. It'll just come up and the service will be going on. So that's the 10:30 service now on Sundays. And the other thing I want to talk about that if you want to wear a mask, please do. If you feel more comfortable wearing that, do that. It is optional, but when you go out, if you wear it and you're comfortable with that, please do. And because again, we have to leave a lot of room for how different people feel about it. And if you're more comfortable with it, by all means, wear it, but it's not required. All right, before you come this Sunday, let me go through a whole list of information I need to get out to you. So let's start with the first one, social distancing. And I know some people are better at this than other people. And I know you hugger type people, this has been driving you crazy. But you can't come into our building without helping us with the social distancing. So if you're no good at that and you don't want to do that, you shouldn't come for a while because it makes other people that are social distancing, you make them feel uncomfortable. And it's not fair to them. And we don't want people to come into our building and we have all this awkward feelings among people. So social distancing will be expected when you come in the building. So keep that in mind. And let me talk about that. Social distancing creates a couple things here. A couple things that I'm going to box them under the heading of no, okay? So there's no Kid City for now. We don't know when we can bring it back, but currently there's no Kid City. I already told you it moved to Wednesday, 7 o'clock, so watch it on Kid City Facebook. All right, there won't be any shaking hands. There won't be any hugging. You huggers just got to wait a little bit longer. There's no cafe. There's no journey points if you attend journey points. There's no congregating. We're just not going to be able to gather in groups because we haven't seen each other for a while. But there are plenty of long distance, 6 feet away, happy waves, smiling, and nodding to each other. We will not be passing the offering plates like we typically would, but we'll make available offering boxes that you can go by and drop your offering in, either before or after the service. The bulletin, there'll be no bulletins. The doors, when you come to the doors, they'll be propped open so that people aren't touching the same door handles. There will be greeters, but they will be honoring the social distancing, and they'll be helping direct you and welcoming you to the building as best we can with the social distancing. So when you come up to a door, you'll find it that way. There'll be, when you get to the worship center, we're going to talk about that in just a few moments. You'll come to a greeter, and they will help you get to your section. So there'll be, really, this is a touchless service that when you move into the building, you just kind of have to think of it that way. There's no drinking fountain, so I'll talk about that in just a few moments. All right, so those are all the things that are different, that are kind of in the no category, that we're just not doing those right now. The restrooms, we're asking one family at a time in the restrooms because, you know, there's limited spacing in a restroom, so one family at a time. So if you'll honor that. Here's what the seating's going to look like, and we're going to give you a video in just a few minutes of a quick walk through the building so you can kind of get your eyes on it before you even get in here. Seating, your favorite section is probably gone for now. So you just got to get over that. If you are 9 rows in the left section on the end, we don't have that anymore. We have chairs 6 feet apart all over the worship center in certain groupings. That's why when you come to and get to the service, I'll talk about that in a minute, you'll have someone that will greet you and help you get to your seat. And so help them with that and honor that and try not to plow over what we're trying to do. We need to all work together to make this work correctly. So they'll help you get to your seating. And then they're all spaced 6 feet apart. And there's different groupings. But once you get beyond about 5, we're going to put you at a table. So who qualifies to be seated around a table? Large group, or if you're a family, because you can use the table and we will provide coloring books, crayons. We'll have a tablecloth on the table. And so we're going to help you with that. So, because we understand if you're a family out there and you say, wow, do I want to just stay home? Or what's it going to be like when I get to the building? We want to help you get inside the building with your family. And because I think it'll be good for the kids to be in a family service and for you to just kind of help them through the process of actually being able to be seated in a service. We'll talk to you in a few moments about what the service is going to be like, because we're going to help you with that. But you'll get your own table, and we're going to ask you. You have to keep your kids at the table, and if you want to bring a couple things that not their loudest toy, but if you want to bring something for them to use at the table, you can do that. Okay, and we will be using the cafe for overflow. So keep that in mind if the worship center does fill up, because we've had to scatter everything out so far apart. We will use the cafe, so be prepared for that. Okay, miscellaneous things. Changing tables are in the bathroom. We have disposable covers for those. So if you're here and you need a diaper changing station, they're in the restroom. And then bring something to drink. You're welcome to do that. Bring some coffee, bring some water, bring some juice. Now, I just want to warn you. Now, you take your mug with you. If you bring your favorite travel mug here and you leave it here, we're going to throw it away. Because after the service is over, we're disinfecting everything. And everything that gets left is going in a trash can. So you can bring a travel mug, but please make sure you take it home. And we encourage you, because there's no cafe, you're welcome to bring something to drink. And the youth wing entrance will not be available. We'll have it coned off. It'll be 3 places that you can enter the building. We're going to show you that in the video. but it'll be the worship center entrances and the entrance up by the gymnasium, the first carport you come to. We'll show you that. But those are only 3 areas you can get in. There will be lots of signage. There's going to be signage everywhere. Be sure to read them. Some of them are kind of fun, so make sure you read them and pay attention to them. Okay, so here's what the service is going to look like. It's going to be a family service. Everybody's going to be in there together, and I'm good with it. Like, you know, and I know parents, you know, there might be some wiggling around and all that kind of stuff. Remember, I grew up in church. I get what that's like, so it's not going to bother us. So don't let it bother you and keep you from coming if that's the one thing that keeps you from coming. Again, we'll seat you upon arrival. It will be shorter. It's only 45 minutes long. We're kind of spoiling you with that. It's not always going to be that way. We have not moved permanently to 45, but temporarily it will be 45 minutes, and it'll move quickly. There'll be a short kids part in it to just kind of make them feel a part of it. There will be worship. Again, this is a touchless service, though. There'll be social distancing. There'll be no greeting, and you'll be dismissed by the ushers. But it's going to be a great service. Can't wait to get in the building and do a service live. I'm going to love it. Instead of looking at a camera like I am doing again right here, in empty chairs, you're going to be in it. Look forward to it. Sanitation stations, I'm almost done now. Sanitation stations, there will be places where you can get hand sanitizer. We'll have it scattered among the building, and it will be available to you. The building will operate in a circular motion. You'll see it on the video. There'll be arrows on the floor. So if you have to go to the restrooms during the service, you'll be directed to a restroom, use it, and circle back around the building so that we don't have traffic where people, because our hallways aren't real wide, we don't want a lot of traffic going back and forth there and making people uncomfortable with that. And between the services, and I close with this thought, between the services, say you're going to come to the 1031, we promise you that we will disinfect this building. The chairs that we use in the first service will all be taken down and removed from the room, and we will put new chairs down. So you don't have to think, well, man, I'm going to be seated in the same chair somebody else just sat in. No, we're going to take them down between the services, and we're going to put new ones down. We're going to disinfect all the countertops, and we will disinfect and clean the bathrooms. So this building, that's part of the reason we have a shorter service. This building will be cleaned and flipped and ready to go for the 10:30 service. All right, that's what I've got, and I look forward to seeing you in the building again. Remember, baby steps. We're moving towards a normal, whatever normal is anymore, to a normal service, and we're going to get there. So be patient. Come on out. We're going to have a great time, and we're going to go to a quick video to walk you through the building. God bless. Look forward to seeing you. Okay, so you're here now. As you can see on the ground, we put some tape down so you know what the social distancing is in case it gets backed up at the doorway, but we don't think it will. There'll be a greeter standing there just waving at you, giving you directions, and then we have plenty of signage. So let's go for a walk. And what you're going to see is the doors are already propped open. Everywhere you move through this building will already have the doors propped open for you so people aren't touching the handles. And then when you come in to the foyer, you can see the tape continues. We have a place for a hand sanitizer. If you want to sanitize your hands, that's up to you. And when you come in this set of doors, you'll turn to your left. So here we go. As you can see, there's tape on the floor, and there's plenty of signage to help you with this. And again, some of the signs are fun, so pay attention to them. So when you get to here, you're going to turn and go down the long hallway towards the worship center. And we'll pick it back up at the drinking fountains. Okay, we're down next to the cafe doors. Of course, the cafe is closed. You'll see the signs on that. Then as you continue towards the worship center, you're going to see here's the first set of restrooms, and then there's a drinking fountain here that we're not able to use. And again, remember, when it's one person or family at a time in the restrooms, and If before the service starts you need to use the restroom, you need to use the restroom that's on the other side of the gymnasium, because the traffic flow around the gymnasium is one way. So if you're in the worship center and you have to go to the restroom, exit to your left, go up the hallway towards Kid City, use that restroom, come back around the front of the gymnasium and work your way back down this hallway. All right, so now we're headed towards the worship center. And again, there's tape on the floor to direct you. There's signs along the way. And once you get to the foyer, if you've entered up by the gymnasium, it's going to guide you to the center set of doors to enter the worship center. If you park under the carport by the worship center, the doors will be propped open. You'll enter in and you'll go through that set of doors. If you enter on the other side of the worship center, I'll come in a little bit farther in the foyer. You'll see those set of doors are propped open too. You'll come in and go to your right and go into the worship center. When you get to the worship center, you're going to encounter an usher and a greeter, and they're going to help you get to your seats. And there'll be hand sanitizers out in the foyer for you to use if you'd like. And on these little white boxes that you'll see, there will be offering containers that you can drop your offering in when you're coming in or when you're leaving, or you can do both. That's fine too. Drop one in as you come and one as you go. All right, so that's where that'll be located. Let's go in the worship center because it's going to look a lot different than what you're used to seeing. So you'll get into the worship center, you'll stop here, and this is where the greeter and the usher help you from here. I'm going to let Mike just go on a little walk around in the worship center and let you see tables for large groups or families and let you get a taste of what the seating is going to be like. Can't wait to see you Sunday. All right, that's just a little taste of what it's going to look like on Sunday. Right now, again, it's an empty building, but Sunday we're going to make it come alive again. So see you Sunday, 9 o'clock or 10:30.